My name is Black, I'm really fat. I'm addicted to cholesterol, I treat it like crack. After school I gotta get a Big Mac, or some pudding packs, or a jumbo jack. Fuck one patty, bitch I need a stack. I need my burger patties looking like some flapjacks. Man I stay in Costco, I gotta get my snacks. Outback Steakhouse, ribs by the rack. Big like Shaq, in a different way though. Stay away from tracks, I gotta keep my weight on. If I start running, catch an asthma attack. Teeth still clean, not a fan of the slack. I'm the dollar menu going ham on these burgers. Ketchup, mustard, chili, bacon, I'm a frankfurters. Bakersfield fried, bitch, I'm a chicken herder. I'm getting too wild, so I'ma need a girder.
Alright, so here I got a battle against everyone's favorite poke nigger, Shofu himself. And yeah, this battle took place last Sunday, and I was on Skype, and he was like, battle me, and I was like, okay. So yeah, there are the teams. I'm using the same team I used last time, except I changed the Crescella for a Jirachi, and he's got a rain team. It's pretty much standard, and he's got like the two guys, the Thunderous and the fucking bird thingy. Tornadoes. I almost called it Hurricaneatus. LOL. But yeah, I'm gonna lead off with Jirachi because it's kind of a giant threat to his team. He leads off with Terrakion. I know I could take any single hit, so I'm gonna predict his switch or not giving a fuck if he decides to stay in. I'm gonna go for Thunder. Hopefully it'll hit. Thankfully he brings in this Politoed, so that does a nice damage. Some nice damage to him. And here I kind of start fucking up. This is my second battle in White2 and my third battle in about a month. So what I should have done here was go for the substitute, because I do have substitute on this Jirachi for some reason. And if I'd have done that, then I would have been in a fucking excellent position, but instead I go for the Thunder again, and he gets the first turn burn, which really fucking sucked. If he didn't get that burn, Jirachi would have fucking shat all over his team. But now he's gonna decide to switch, as I wanted to go for a Wish, but since I did not have the English patch at that point, I clicked substitute instead. So that kind of sucks, as now my shit is about to die. I guess it's a good thing though, because I don't know, I don't get to take too much damage from this Volt Switch, which would have done a bit, considering, you know, it's a fucking Thunderous and he's life orbed. So I'm not too sure about that guy's stats, but I'm pretty sure he still hits like a bitch, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm gonna go for the Thunder as he brings in a Celebi, and I paralyze it, but it doesn't really matter because it has natural cure. And now my Jirachi is pretty much about to die, so I believe I go for a Wish or something here, as he goes for a U-turn, and I'm able to live. But due to that burn, Jirachi's pretty much gonna be death fodder from now on. So yeah, first turn burn kind of sucked, but like I said, it was my fault for not going for the substitute, as I should have done. So he brings in that bird guy, Tornadoes. I know he's gonna like U-turn or do something Hurricane, so I'm gonna go into Magnezone, which can resist both of them, and Magnezone's not really gonna be too useful in this battle anyway, since he doesn't really have any steel types. I don't think he does anyway. So he's gonna bring in his horse, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of there because I don't want to take a close combat. Even though I said that guy is pretty much useless, I do have Skarmory to take the close combat, except he goes for Stealth Rock, so I didn't even know Horse got Stealth Rock. But yeah, now I'm free to not go for Stealth Rock because I don't have Stealth Rock on this guy. I have Spikes, so I'm gonna predict his switch into that guy, and I'm gonna go into my Terrakion to force him out because I am Scarfed, and I am aware that he knows this. So he's gonna want to switch out and death fodder something, because my Terrakion is kind of a threat. When is Terrakion not a threat though? So he brings in Politoed. I miss, but the second Stone Edge is enough to kill him off. Now he's gonna go into his own Terrakion, knowing that I'm locked into Stone Edge, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to death fodder my Jirachi. But he decides to predict that or something else. I don't really know what the fuck was going on. But he goes out to his Thunderous, or yeah, I think it's a Thunderous. So now he's gonna Volt Switch, and Jirachi's gonna die. So I guess that's a pretty good move on his part. I did consider that he might do that, but the risk was a little too much because I really need my horse. I like to keep horse around as long as possible, and as you guys know, I do not like to risk horse at all early or mid game. So I'm gonna go to Skarm. He brings out his horse, and now Yeah, I go for the roar, predicting his thunderous to come in actually, but I will whirlwind him, roar him out into the tornadoes guy again. And I'm gonna stay in here because I don't give a fuck. I guess that guy learns heat wave now, but he does have rain up, so I'm not too sure if it's gonna be able to kill me or not. So I just stayed in here and go for the bravery, trying to get some damage off on the thing, just in case it did want to like stay in. Cause yeah, but he goes out to his tentacle, which is pretty fucking annoying at this point. Cause yeah, it's pretty much not dying, and then it has like the fucking rain dish protect leftovers thing going on. So yeah, that's kind of gay. He's gonna get up some toxic spikes as I go into Magnezone, knowing that I could take a hit. This is probably the only thing Magnezone is gonna be useful in this game, since Tentacruel is probably the only thing that can't one hit KO it. So I'm gonna try to go for Flash Cannon. Actually, I knew he would not stay in there to take a thunder, because his Tentacruel is actually a very key member to his team, to stopping one of my team members. My Reuniclus kind of opposes a giant threat, so he knows this. He knows he's gonna need his Tentacruel at decent amount of damage. So I knew he would switch out, and I predicted the Celebi to come in, or not really predicted, but I was hoping the Celebi would come in, because I kind of need damage on that guy too. But he goes out to this guy, makes another prediction here, and it pretty much costs him his Thunderous, so that's pretty good. I was actually surprised at how much damage Magnezone did with the resisted Flash Cannon, but I'm not fucking complaining, because that giant threat is out of the way. So now we both find ourselves in a situation where we have to send out something, and I figured leading with my Terrakion would be a little too obvious, since Terrakion can basically one-hit KO pretty much anything he sends out except for the Tentacruel. So I figured he would send out the Tentacruel, so I'm gonna send out my Mamoswine to fuck it up with the Earthquake. And even if he doesn't send anything out except for Terrakion, I do have potential to fuck it up. But he predicts that, and he sends out his Terrakion instead. Now I'm gonna need to get out of there because I don't want to take a close combat, obviously. And like I said, Mamoswine pretty useful, especially since it has Ice Shard. So now I'm gonna have to go into Skarmory. Hopefully I can take a few close combats. But it turns out he's Life Orb, so that kind of reveals to me his item. I was kind of thinking he might have been Focus Sashed, so that's kind of another reason why I didn't really go into my Terrakion. But you know, Skarmory's not really doing too much anyway, so I don't really mind if it dies. Now he's at -2 defense, so my Skarmory's about to die. No, my Skarmory's dead already. So I'm gonna go into Reuniclus. Because it's basically the only thing on my team that could take a hit from this guy at this point. And I figured he would switch out into either his Celebi or his Tentacruel, because he pretty much needs his horse for my Mamoswine. Mamoswine is a super giant threat to his team, as I've said a few times now. But I knew I would be able to live the hit and KO him with Psychic. So I figured he would want to save his Terrakion, but again, he predicts that, and he goes for the X-Scissor. But, yeah, I go into my Dragon Check, again predicting the Tentacruel to come in, or maybe the Celebi, but he stays in here. So he's at -2 defense due to the close combats, and I get a crit, which probably didn't matter since my Mamoswine is adamant and it has Life Orb. So that should do quite a bit of damage, but whatever. After all the poison and Life Orb damage, my shit dies, which is kind of a bummer since Mamoswine didn't really do shit the whole battle, and it was a giant threat to his team. So that just goes to show you how good Shofu is. He's able to keep threats at bay and stuff. So yeah, Horse comes in. I'm gonna go for a Stone Edge, trying to get some damage off on it. Cause at this point, I'm still hoping that I could pull off a Reuniclus sweep. All I need to do is get off some damage on this Tentacruel, and then hopefully be able to kill the Tentacruel off with my Reuniclus, and be able to live a hit from the Celebi. But unfortunately, I am going to miss the Stone Edge, so that kind of fucking sucks. And after the Scald, the poison damage is gonna kill me off. That miss may or may not have mattered too much, because he does have Protect on this guy, and the Rain Dish leftovers thing is going to give him a fuckload of HP, as you see here. So now I'm just going to go for Psychic, and then eventually go for a Trick Room here. But like you see there, he's still got about 30% left, and the Psychic is not going to be enough to kill him off. So now that I got my Trick Room up, the only thing I have to worry about now is his Celebi. I'm not too sure what type of EV spread he's running. Celebi is an extremely versatile Pokemon, so yeah, he's probably got enough EVs to live this Shadow Ball, though. Even if he didn't have any type of defensive EVs, Celebi has really good natural bulk, so it probably would have lived anyway. So I'm unable to finish off the Celebi with the Shadow Ball, and he's gonna kill my shit off with the Leaf Storm. So that was a pretty good game. Probably should hit the power button though. So yeah, comment, rate, all that shit. I'm out.